Good morning, YouTube. Hopefully, you're having a fabulous morning. This is summer. This is August, and summer is almost over that quick. Like, I feel like the month of August flew by. Like, this is the fastest. I mean, summer always goes by quick, in my opinion. Even when I was in elementary school and I would be home for the summer, it always went by quick, even though sometimes it would feel slow because I didn't do anything for the summer when I was growing up. Like, I just be home. I actually did go to summer camp twice when I was a kid. But in my adult age, I feel like summer goes by so quick. Like, this month went by so fast. Like, we're in the 20s now, and next weekend is Labor Day weekend, y'all. And I think this is the first time that Labor Day weekend falls on August. Like, next Saturday is the 31st. So that's still August. But the 1st is Sunday. I mean, oh my God, you know. But I'm ready to go back to school, go back to the students. I low-key miss the kids, and the job I was offered, obviously, it's not for me. Not for me, you know. So, I had a decent summer. I really did. I went to a party last Wednesday with my girl. I went to some free concerts. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have known nothing about the free concerts. Like, the concerts we went to, we had a good view. We got a good seat at amphitheater, you know, so, because I know about the Central Park ones. I went to one years and years ago. I think my schoolmate had told me from Kingsborough. But where we sat, we couldn't even see the artists. We could only hear them. But the concerts we went to this summer was good. We were able to see the artists. I was able to zoom in, so it was cool. But yeah, I had I was job hunting like every other day. I was, and I did what I could, and I don't have no regrets, but God will give me something in due time when it's meant to be. So it's like I don't worry about things because I place it in God's hands. But I briefly wanted to talk about an article that I read. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Psychology Today. And some people say that I missed my calling. I should have been a shrink. Because a lot of things that people tell me, they've been to therapy and their therapist says X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, well, that's what I tell people all the time. But this article was very, very accurate. And then I wanted to share some things like 3 signs that a person just doesn't give a damn in a friendship or a relationship. Number 1, they're constantly on their phone. So this one I agree with 100%. If you're out with a person, especially in a relationship, and every time y'all are out, y'all are in the car, they answering phone calls. I personally think that that's very extremely rude, and that's one of my pet peeves. They're constantly on the phone. I don't do that. Like, if my son is calling me, I'll text him like, what do you want? I'm out with such and such. I think it's extremely rude, especially when it's different if y'all not talking to each other and it's just dead silence. But if somebody's in the middle of a sentence and you answer a phone call, I think that is just so rude. I think that is so rude. It's not right, because even though you in the car, that's still a part of the date. I don't know. I feel like that's still a part of the date, and your undivided attention should be on your date, not on who's calling you. Because whoever's calling you could wait. You're spending that's interrupting time with that person. Also, if you're at dinner and the person's constantly on the phone texting, extremely rude. That's just like, why are we even on this dinner date? Only one person did that to me. Y'all know who. Those of y'all that's been watching my videos, like, I don't even have to say, whatever. But yeah, like, constantly on the phone. Constantly. I remember we would be out on dates, and this nigga would be on the phone with his friends for, like, I kid you not, for like a half an hour, just yapping, like, just talking. And I never really said anything because it's like, he was twice my age and he should have known better. He lied about his age. So, but it's like, you don't care about me or the time spent with me because obviously these other people are more important. So, and that's why it's good to date different people, because it's not until it's over that you realize that your standards were so low. And I didn't realize, like, my standards was to the floor. Like, and now that I'm 35 and I've been through what I've been through in my friendships, or I should say so-called friendships and previous dysfunctional relationships, it's so much shit that I don't tolerate. And yo, this summer alone, I've blocked like 10 people. I kid y'all not. Like, and it's so refreshing because my prayer that I have all the time is, from the time I want to say like 21 or 22, I had seen a sermon. I forgot. I think it was T.D. Jakes or somebody. And my prayer is, Lord, whoever don't need to be in my life, let them exit left, for real. And so like, my friends, my close friends that I'm not friends with anymore, that got rid of me, that was my prayer to God, to whoever don't need to be in my life, let them exit left. And I never thought it would be my closest friends. Like, that's scary. But yeah, that's been my prayer, that they would do something to tick me off and I would block them, or they would just not fuck with me. That's my prayer. Like, I don't need people with bad intentions in my life. I don't need that. Life is hard as it is and needs no assistance. So I don't need to have people in my life that don't care about me. So that's number one, y'all. Like, when the person's not paying attention. Also, if y'all in the car, and ladies, I don't know if y'all experience this, but you're talking and they turn up the volume. That means that they don't care about what you're saying. So that's kind of obvious. Like, again, I didn't look at the red flags. I just seen it as, oh, okay, he wants to listen to the radio. No, I didn't mean anything to him. I was not important to him. He's just nasty and he likes young women. That's all it had. That's all it had to. He didn't care about me. He didn't care about what I had to say. Also, another sign is they don't remember things, right? Or in some cases, in some of my friendships, or I would say associates or acquaintances, when people add stuff to a story. I think it's a girl I told y'all, she crazy. Like, I told her to her face and over the phone, she crazy. She needs meds. Forget therapy, she needs meds. So she was the type of person that she had a problem with texting. She's like, oh, I want to talk on the phone. But my thing is, I would rather a person text and read what I'm saying and respond to it than for me to sit there and talk to you and you're not retaining what I'm saying. If you want to piss me off, don't listen to me. That's like the best way to get rid of me. I will block you and delete you. And I remember saying that to my ex and he laughed. And I think that he was listening to that and would do things on purpose to piss me off. So there was a lot of times when I would talk to him, and not just him, but even former associates, and they wouldn't remember nothing I said. And that really, really hurt me and pissed me off. Like, an example, you tell a person over and over again that your favorite food is, I don't know, you say your favorite fruit is strawberries, right? And you say this in conversation all the time. And then they say something like, oh, your favorite fruit is oranges, right? Me, I'ma flip on you. I'ma be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why can't you remember something so basic, right? And also, in psychology today, it said that we forget the things that we don't care about. And I've been saying this for decades. I'm like, yo, I swear, give me 100 an hour, right? I've been saying that for the longest. I could truly say and admit I have selective memory. I have a very good memory when it comes to a lot of things. I have a very sharp memory. So people can't lie to me because I remember what you say, right? That's just like with I told y'all about former friends and stuff like that was liars, or just people in my life that's liars. It's very hard to lie to me because I remember everything a person says just about. So a person could be like, oh, da 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 da, and I'd be like, that's not what you said 6 months ago. And then they looking at me like, oh, no, you're a liar. Like, and I hate that shit. But when a person doesn't remember important things about you, they don't care about you. Like, and I'm sorry to break it to y'all, but think major things. I'm talking about like what you do for a living, where you work, children, stuff like that. And you know you sitting there telling them for years. I'm not talking about somebody you just met. Cut them some slack. But you saying this to them, y'all talking and talking, and they're not retaining, or they add stuff to. There's a lot of people who add to a story. Like with one particular girl, I told her, because I'm a substitute. Y'all know that, right? So I'm a substitute para. I would tell her something like, oh, I left the school. And instead of her waiting for my response to tell her the details onto why I left the school, she would make it up in her head why I left the school. And I'm like, I didn't say that. Like, and to me, that's very annoying. I'm sorry. Like, if I didn't tell you the why are you making up stuff in your head? Or if I'm telling you, like, this same girl, I told her my father watched my son every day while I worked security. It was him who was watching my son. It was him who was picking my son up from school and stuff like that. So she says in a conversation, oh, he not watching him on a daily. He used to watch him on a daily. Why are you not listening? Like, and it's like, it got to a point when I blocked her, because it's like, I'm telling you things, you're not listening, and then you're making up shit when I tell you. So I'm like, why are we even talking on the phone? Like, it didn't make sense to me. Like, nobody's that retarded that they can't retain something. If I'm talking to you and I'm saying something, you should retain what I'm saying. And if it's hard to retain what I'm saying, there's no reason for us to talk. And it's that fucking simple. Like, and so when I'm reading this article, I'm like, yo, like, so that's number 2. When somebody can't remember things about you, right? They don't care. If they don't remember, they don't care. And I'm guilty of that. Like with my ex, he used to say, oh, remember we went to this place and that place? I'd be like, no. And it's true. Like, I forget the places that I would go with him, because what sense does it make when you're a liar, when you're not a good person in a relationship? So why should I remember any place that we go to? And the only place I remember going with him is like my birthday or some shit. But a lot of places we went, he'd be like, oh, remember we went here, there, and everywhere. I'd be like, no, I don't remember going there. No, I don't. Because your actions and how you treat me is way more than the dates we go on. He had this thing like, oh, well, we go on dates. So, like, what is it? Like, that don't mean shit. That's bare minimum. That's nothing. Like, you're a liar and you're not a good partner. Like, so I don't care about dates. Dates is wonderful, don't get me wrong. I love to go out on dates. But that doesn't make up a relationship. That's literally, and you can comment, like, and subscribe, ladies. That's like 15% of the relationship, quite honestly. I'd rather stay home and a nigga be honest than to go out places with a nigga that's not doing right by me. Like, what do that mean? So yeah, I used to forget the places we went. He's like, you don't remember da-da-da? I'm like, yeah, I have selective memory. That's not important to me. What's important is the lies you told and the things that you do. Like, raise up the volume on the radio when I'm talking. Like, stuff like that. And I'm telling you, ladies, like, when a man don't listen to you, when a man don't remember things that you tell him, he don't care. He really don't. And in friendships too. You know, you have people who are more than just gossipers. I don't know if y'all experienced it, but you got people who, they don't just gossip, but they add to a story. And they start to believe the lies that they tell. Those are the most scary type of people, you know. Yeah. So that's number 2. And number 3, they interrupt you. That was, it was like a whole list of stuff, but it's like the main 3 points. They interrupt you. So you could be talking and then it's like they're dismissive. The example that was used was at work when people have meetings or whatever. But for me, I've been interrupted like in interviews. What I'm starting to notice, like, how you know that an interview is not doing well is if the employer constantly interrupts you. That's not a good sign. Because they're not interested in you. If they're interested in you, they'll let you talk. They'll ask the question and then you finish talking. But anytime when a person is interrupting you, I don't care if it's a professional setting. Like the example used was work. It could be personal too. If a person's constantly interrupting you, they don't care about what you have to say. They don't. So those are the 3 things that you could tell that a person ain't no good and they don't care. Ladies and gentlemen, comment, like, and subscribe your experiences. Number 1 for me is they don't retain information. And comment, like, and subscribe if you've been through it. You know, for me, it's like, I pay attention to stuff like that. You know, we all forget things, but especially if you've been close to a person for over 10 years, but they don't remember the basic things, they don't care. They really don't. They don't care. You know, I remember this one girl, she was very delusional. She was like, I would say something to her and she would switch it all around. Like, she been to my apartment plenty of times. I never been to hers, but she been to my apartment plenty of times. And we would be just casually talking and she'll be like, you don't have TV. And I'm like, I do have a TV. I've had a TV since 2020. What does that have to do with anything? But like little things like that, like people don't remember shit about, like, they add things to your life that's negative. Like they know that you graduated, they seen the picture on Facebook, but they still are in denial that you didn't graduate. Not only is that a sign that they don't care, it also might be a sign of jealousy too. You know, and the sad part is it's very common with people that add to a story. Be careful of those people. And sometimes those people can be family members too. The sad part, you know, you tell something about your romantic life, how you met someone, and they say, oh, you didn't meet them through so and so, you met them at a whole house, or or you met, like, they have it in their head that what you're saying is not true, that's also a sign that a person don't care about you. Or that's also, or I feel like that's a mental illness too. That's just my opinion. They need to do more studies. But people that are delusional, just straight delusional, like people tell them things and they don't like want to accept the truth, whether it be about a partner or anything positive or just anything in general, that has to be a mental illness. Like, there's no way that that's normal. Like, you got teachers that they hate a kid so much that they've convinced themselves that, oh, the parents don't care about them, or they don't have a father in their life, or, and I've seen it. People who literally make up facts about a person, literally. And I know y'all know what I'm talking about. I know you know what I'm talking about. Like, they literally will make up things in their head about a person, or the person could do one thing, like, I don't know if y'all experienced this, but like, you could know somebody for 15 years, right? And let's say you get lost getting home one time out of the 15 years. A person that's delusional, they'll bring it up in your face like, oh, you always getting lost. What are you talking about? I got lost one time in 15 years that we've hung out. So what are you like? But a person that's delusional and they don't like you, they'll take that one incident and hold it against you. Oh, you always get, it's not I'm always getting lost. I got lost one time. But in their head, you always getting lost, even though it only happened one time. So you have to pay attention to things like that, folks. And sometimes it is hard to pay attention to certain, because that's a negative thing about a person. You don't want to believe that they're delusional, right? But yeah. And those are my thoughts.